This video is not intended to encourage or glorify any kind of drug use. The sole purpose of these videos is to educate you on the dangers of what these substances can do to you. Please do not do any of the acts mentioned in this video. I repeat, do not do any of the acts mentioned in this video.
Welcome to the world of Tales from the Trip.
I started Strattera last Friday. It caused me to have intense dreams, except when I woke up, I was stuck in the same state. It started 2 days ago. I woke up dizzy and confused. I accidentally ended up scraping my car on a large curb, but I believed it was from a lack of sleep. Yesterday, I felt extremely tired and took a nap midday. I had a dream an invisible lizard person was hunting me. When I woke up, I couldn't tell if I was awake. I was convinced he was still hunting me. I told my mom that I was losing my sanity and called my dad and Indian Health Services. Apparently, I was babbling the whole time and randomly crying. I still have gaps in my memory and I'm still unsure what was real or not. After consulting IHS, they told me to go to the ER immediately. The entire time I kept shaking my head and slapping myself to wake up. The lizard man was after me, and every sound and touch was him coming to kill me. The doctors basically put me on an IV drip and ran blood tests. After 4 hours, my sanity, sense of reality, and balance came back to me. This has by far been the worst experience with a prescribed medication I have ever had. Even now, if I go back to sleep, I will wake up in that same state again. Unsurprisingly, I will never take Strattera ever again. If you take this medicine and end up feeling insane, stop taking it immediately and go to the hospital. It is very dangerous. In one of my dreams, I jumped off a building to wake myself up. It didn't work. Thankfully, I didn't try that when I was actually awake. I've been on Strattera since age 8 and I'm currently 22 and still on it. My current psychiatrist refuses to take me off of it. Story for another time. Always at a high dose for my weight, 100 milligrams since age 17. Here's a list of side effects and damage this drug has caused my body over years of use. Background: I'm a healthy 22-year-old male, weighing 136 pounds at a height of 5'4". I regularly work out and eat a healthy diet. I was put on this medication due to being diagnosed with severe ADHD. Heart problems. I have constant heart palpitations, tachycardia, and high blood pressure. After seeing a cardiologist, they believe this medication is the cause, as I have no conditions that could cause these symptoms, and there are known side effects of this medication. Digestive problems. I have horrible constipation, a known side effect of Strattera, and my stomach is very irritable. Anything I eat can and probably will cause acid reflux. My GP put me on omeprazole at age 9 shortly after starting Strattera due to newly developed acid reflux. After starting this medication, I also became highly sensitive to gluten and lactose intolerant. Mental problems. I've had deep depression, suicidal thoughts and tendencies that quickly subside if I miss a dose. I have trouble falling asleep due to my mind racing while on this medication. I have no motivation to do anything. Getting out of bed every day has been a struggle as long as I can remember being on Strattera. I have constant brain fog and fatigue as well. Physical problems. I always feel fatigued and got diagnosed with migraines shortly after being put on Strattera. I often miss school due to the physical side effects of this medication. Years later, at age 22, I still feel fatigued, still get migraines almost daily, and have constant aches and pains throughout my body. Due to hormonal issues during puberty, most likely caused by this medication, I have some physical issues. I didn't grow normally and ended up with a bunch of issues from it, with the biggest and most obvious one being my short height. My mom and dad are 6'2" and 5'9" respectively, and I'm a mere 5'4". Both sides of the family have a lineage of tall offspring, and I should have ended up being between 5'8" and 6 foot. Urinary problems. It's very difficult for me to get a stream going. My bladder just never wants to release. I also often have horrendous pain in my urethra before and after using the bathroom. I almost always feel like my bladder is full despite emptying it regularly. Scans have also shown that my bladder functions normally, and I should not constantly feel the urge to urinate. Sexual and hormonal problems. The sexual problems are probably the worst of it all for me. The sexual issues caused by this medication meant I missed out on a lot of things a young man should experience during puberty, and as I've gotten older, it's made relationships almost impossible. During puberty, my testicles grew, but my penis did not. It's pretty embarrassing to say my penis is still the same size that it was when I was put on the medication at age 8. This is a problem I'll have to live with my entire life, as it's not possible to simply re-induce puberty per se to make my penis grow like a normal boy's penis should during puberty. In fact, the hormonal balance in my body is quite off, as I'm low on a number of hormones that the body would normally start producing during puberty. I've never been able to get an erection and experience an orgasm. At age 22, I haven't experienced the joys of sex or the supposedly amazing feelings that come along with the stimulation and orgasm. I can't have sex, can't masturbate, or even get morning wood. I haven't been able to keep a relationship with a girlfriend because of it. I have yet to find a girl who will accept me because my penis doesn't work at age 22. Physically, I also have swollen testicles and an enlarged prostate. My urologist has pinpointed all my sexual issues to Strattera and said he's seen a handful of patients come through displaying the same issues while on this medication. Overall, this medication has messed me up for life, and according to my doctors, a lot of these side effects will be permanent after discontinuing Strattera. They also said I'll probably be in for some horrible withdrawal side effects as well. Anyways, I hope to get off this drug sooner rather than later, as it hasn't helped with my ADHD and wreaked havoc on my body for the last 14 years of use. I'm 29 years old now. Back in 2006, towards the end of my senior year of high school, before graduating, my doctor switched my ADHD meds to Strattera. At the time, it was some new miracle drug that was supposed to be much better because it wasn't amphetamine-based. From there, I started falling into a deep depression. I only lasted a year in college because I flunked out because I was too depressed to ever get out of bed. I just wanted to lay in bed all the time and think about ending my life. When I moved back home towards the end of 2007, my parents noticed something different and got me into a psychiatrist who immediately got me off of Strattera and diagnosed me with clinical depression. I never had issues with depression before I started taking Strattera. I've had to be on antidepressants ever since. I never went back to college, and a career dream died. I am in another career now that I love, but I still feel like Strattera ruined my life to a degree. I'm just curious if anyone else out there had a similar nightmare experience with Strattera. I was hospitalized by the state recently and diagnosed for the millionth time with ADHD, so the doctor prescribed me a high dose of Strattera right away. The effects were awful. My entire hospital stay, I was on bed rest because of extremely low blood pressure, about 40 for systolic. My doctor, who was obviously a quack, said that it was not because of the Strattera, but it was currently the only med I was on. My blood pressure is normally excellent, as I've been told many times by my psychiatrist who takes it twice a week, but when I took this for the first time, I could not stand without fainting or stumbling around and falling down. Overall, the worst experience I've had with any drug by far, but I got that doctor fired for threatening me with this comment of, if you don't take this medication, I'll keep you in the hospital for a long time. He apparently forgot his Hippocratic oath of first do no harm. So I will never take this medication ever again. I never had any problems like this with any other drug. January of 2021, I was diagnosed with ADHD and immediately put on Strattera. Don't remember dosage. It had an immediate effect and I loved it. I swore by this drug. It truly felt like all my problems vanished, but I'm beginning to think it caused a whole new array of issues. I stopped taking it the following summer as I became suspicious I was misdiagnosed, and I was. I'm autistic, not ADHD. After quitting, my mental health became so much better, because from January to May of 2021, I was absolutely insane, and I didn't realize it. I was having auditory and visual hallucinations. I was convinced there was a ghost living in my house, and the spirits of the dead were contacting me. I completely lost my grip on reality. My life became the Mandela effect. If I saw one inconsistency, I was panic, thinking I was in an alternate reality. I was afraid to sleep because I was afraid I would wake up as a different person in a different world, so I never slept. I also went manic, not super bad, but bad enough to warrant a bipolar screening. I'm not bipolar and have not experienced mania since. I was dissociating constantly, typically lasted an hour or so, but there were periods of time where I was gone for days. So looking back on it, I've always been like, oh yeah, I was just crazy, and I was, batshit crazy. But it is a little weird how it started as soon as I took the drug and ended as soon as I stopped, but maybe that was a coincidence. Well, I was talking to a friend recently, and they shared their experience with ADHD medication that caused hallucinations and psychosis, and their story was jarringly similar to mine. So I asked what they took. It was Strattera. I'm not saying Strattera caused my episodes, but I'm asking anybody who's considering taking it or is taking it to be cautious. Of course, this can't be said about all ADHD medication, but my experience comes strictly from Strattera. Or maybe I just went insane for a few months. Hell, I'm not a doctor, who knows? All I know is I'm not taking any ADHD medication again, because I literally don't have ADHD.